Do you have any thoughts on the new proposal on the Cosmos Hub? I believe it's proposal 69. They want to include cosmowasm in the next upgrade.
I think I'm a no. Um, and I'll sort of walk through why. There are good reasons to put cosmowasm on the hub, but I think I'm a no because when we added governance gated cosmowasm to osmosis, the like system resource usage of osmosis skyrocketed more than double. And I've always been concerned that Gaia has a bit of a weight problem. She is a fatty. I don't want to take her to the buffet. She'll eat everything. Um, so, I mean, I think I'm a no, but I let's say that I'm very aware there are legit reasons for a yes there. But overall, I'd say the better way to do it, but it'll be more time consuming. The better way to do it is to create a shared security COSM-WASM zone adjacent to the hub that can interact with the hub directly. Oh, wait, that's Juno. Juno does not even need to accept, the hub's security. I guess basically have always viewed Juno as kind of a way to shield the hub from COSM-WASM and from arbitrary contract execution. A good example of the consequences of arbitrary contract execution. Remember that time Juno just died? Well, let me tell you, that was a hell of a week. That's what can happen. And does governance gating the contracts reduce the risk of that? Yeah, tremendously, hugely. At the same time, like I guess I just prefer not to see that on the chain that I know for a fact is where all of Cosmos moves funds in and out of centralized exchanges. The rest of them aren't really listed. And I actually think that's good design because we have, the hub sort of as a utility point for that. And everything else can just do the dexes and they don't have to make the types of compromises that you need to make when listing an early chain on a centralized exchange.
Got it. I think some of the core team is advocating that the reason why they want to enable it is so that they can enable liquid staking, and I think Lido is involved, and they don't want another zone or hub to take over that function. So,
I mean, they're right. There's the thing. They're right. I just hope that it's done without CW in particular. If we wanted to get really technical on it, and hey, why not? You asked me to come on this call and talk nerd stuff. So, all right, cosmowasm in a nutshell. Here's how it's added to a blockchain. So, cosmowasm itself uses a wrapper library called Wasmer. It's written in Rust, and it gives you a WebAssembly execution environment. Okay. You compile that. So now you have a little binary. It's not code anymore. It's just a binary. And that binary is the box in which the contracts run. Okay. Now on Juno, basically what we say is, all right, you can have as many boxes as you'd like. And run anything in our little box. And this is also how, ETH contracts work. It's how Nolang will eventually work. You restrict the execution of the contracts to a certain set of things. And at the end of the day, though, with cosmowasm, you are taking a Golang blockchain. You're using a feature of Go called CGO to interact with the compiled Rust binary. And then you are finally loading in a contract that was written in Rust typically, compiled to WebAssembly, and running it in that box. Now, I actually think this scales. I think it works well. I'm super enthusiastic about Juno. I'm not super enthusiastic about further fattening Fat Gaia. I hope that all makes sense, because like it's a resource hungry way to do things. But our Juno validator is not too much more resource heavy than any of our others. And, I think it'll be totally fine. However, in the case of the hub, I guess I'd rather see it as infrastructure. Now, to the statement that, well, we want to do liquid staking, we want to see those staking derivatives, I agree. I just really hope they get written in Go as modules, especially for the hub. And then to take it a step further, those Go modules probably should not be deployed on the hub directly. If we want to talk liquid staking for just a second, have a look at Crescent. I made an incorrect claim about how liquid staking is done on Crescent. I thought it was dangerous that I could IBC out BCRE, but CRE itself would get slashed. But nonetheless, it's really fast. What I mean is it dramatically reduces the economic commitment of stakers. And I wouldn't want to see something like that directly on the hub. And to make it more complicated, I am a supporter of Quicksilver. To make it even more complicated, I don't know if Quicksilver has WASM dependencies. So there's just, it'll be a lot of code reading, talking to different people, and all of that is what's going to determine my exact position on CW on the hub. Oh, final point. I know that there's a lot of ways to improve the performance of cosmowasm. I know that the Confio team is on it. That could sway my decision as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think one thing why the cosmowasm on the hub would obviously help Atom to accrue more value. So let's get a little bit into the Atom value accrual. Do you think without cosmowasm, the way it is right now, plus interchain security, will be enough of a value accrual for Atom, or is there more needed?
All right. So check this out. My vibe here is that, let's say cosmowasm is nil in terms of value accrual. What I mean is, if it ends up being deployed onto the hub, this is probably not the end of the world. Okay. But I also don't think that cosmowasm is going to be the transformative thing that gives us $1,000 atoms or whatever. However, ICS, that's a completely different story. And I actually think that interchain security or shared security or whatever we'd like to call it this week, that's a really big deal.